Hi. It's been kind of a wild ride here the past several weeks. I was finally coming out of a pretty bad bout of depression, and then I caught a sinus infection, which made my eyes swell shut. If you heard that burp, that was the boss. We'll talk about the boss in a second. And then once I was finally coming out of that, food poisoning. And I'm not talking about my stomach is a little upset. I think I had some food poisoning. I hate those people. No, I'm talking, it was coming out of both ends. Very, very unpleasant. But now I'm hoping to be back on track. We will see. That noise you hear is, of course, the boss, who is clinging to me like she knows something that I don't. Safe to say this has been a really fun holiday season so far. We'll see where it goes next. I am, of course, telling a lie right here in the shot, though. This is not bourbon, it's tequila. This video is going to get us caught up with our markets, decorations, and fun oh my, so let's get started. Hi there. Thank you for joining me for Marcus Decorations and Fun Oh My. Now, I always give my little disclaimer up front, which is I'm only one person. I don't know everything that goes on in the world. I just read about things, and if I find them interesting, I put them on a list. So if I have missed something that is near and dear to your heart, please don't get angry at me. Just feel free to shoot me a message and say, hey, this is going on. Did you know about it? I'll either talk about it on my next roundup, or I will put it on next year's list if it is already passed and gone. But please, let's try to spread some holiday cheer here. No ickiness or nastiness, please. Before we get started, if this is your first time here, welcome. I'm Gretchen, the Tipsy Travel Gal. I'm a licensed esthetician and a travel agent, and it is my goal to eat, drink, and spa my way around the world. I would love to bring you along with me and show you all the interesting things to do, see, eat, and of course, drink. Now, my goal is, of course, to encourage you to travel, whether that be domestic or international. So if this sounds like something that might interest you, please consider subscribing to my channel. I would greatly appreciate it. Also, if you'd like to find out how I got to where I'm at and what I'm doing now and where I'm going next, check out my GoFundMe page. And if you have any extra dollars to spend, I would appreciate it. That would definitely give me a Merry Christmas. But this is going to be a long video, so let's just jump right in. Let's do this. Talk a lot about Lapland and the Arctic Circle. Well, if you want to do that a little bit closer to home and not have to get out a passport to see Santa Claus in his natural environment, you can travel to North Pole, Alaska, and visit Santa at his home. Now, Santa's home is open from 10 to 6 every day. But check the website for special hours, like say on Christmas Eve, because you know the big guy, he's got things to do. And also, when's the last time you can get in line? Because although they close at 6 on certain days, they will close the line at say like 5 or 5:30. So if you're planning on going up there, check the day, make sure it's still open, and also check to see what the hours are and when's the last time to get in line. Now, they've been open for a while, but over the next couple of weeks, as it gets closer and closer to Christmas, the lines are going to build, and they said, especially the 2 weeks before Christmas, expect a 2 to 3 hour wait. So keep that in mind. They said the earlier you get up there in the day, the shorter your wait time will be. Now, Santa will take short breaks throughout the day, so don't get angry if the big guy needs a rest, because he's going to get up, stretch his legs, maybe have a little bit of eggnog, and, check on the elves because they are quite busy this time of year. Now, if you're unsure if you've arrived at Santa's house, don't worry. There is a 42-foot tall, 900-pound Santa Claus statue outside his front door. So I think you're going to be able to find it quite easily. If you can't get up there, don't worry. You can go on Santa's website and request a personalized letter. So get on that before it's too late and the Christmas list is already made. So we were at the North Pole. Let's move on to warmer weather in Chandler, Arizona. Now, as I said, tree lighting ceremonies are pretty much a dime a dozen. I mean, every town has one, every major city has one. So I try to look for things that are really either extravagant or unusual, and this one tickled me. It is the Tumbleweed tree lighting ceremony. Now, the ceremony already happened. It's what happens when you get sick and can't go, but the Tumbleweed tree will be lit up through the holidays. And yes, those are actual tumbleweeds that they assemble into a tree, and then I'm assuming they must spray them white, and then they decorate it with lights. Now, Santa's going to be in residence quite often. Santa's little house is right there, so make sure you check his hours and if you want to go see him if you're in Chandler, Arizona. And all the way through Christmas, there are going to be special events. Like there's a big toy drive going on, there are crafting sessions, there are holiday performances, Santa pub crawl for the adults. Now, visiting the tree and seeing Santa, of course, is free, but for the program of events and the cost, check the website. I will be including it in the description. Now, moving along to wine country in Napa Valley, California. The Napa Valley Santa Jolly train is running full force right now. Now, when you first arrive, you get to start with a little bit of shopping and some cookies and cocoa while you're waiting to board the train. Now, this isn't a free and or cheap event. There are several different levels that will hopefully prevent you from breaking the bank. First is Santa's cookie car, where Santa stops by the train car, says hello to everybody, and hands out a cookie and a cup of cocoa to everyone on the train car. Now, if you're looking for something to eat, the Gourmet Holiday Express and the Jingle on the Rails cars, there you have a 3-course meal, which is kid-friendly. In a decorated Pullman car, again, Santa stops by. And of course, you also get a cookie as well as a cup of cocoa. Now, if you're really wanting to take in the sights of Napa Valley, you can go in the Very Merry Christmas Dome car, which is their observation car. Basically, it's like the whole outside of the railway is glass, so you get a pretty good view. You're going to be getting the same thing you get in the Gourmet Holiday Express package. You're just going to be in this Christmas decorated luxury observation car. So check their website for more details and to purchase tickets. If you're looking for some skiing during the Christmas season, let's head over to Telluride. The lighting of the ski tree always kicks off not only the holiday season, but ski season in Telluride, Colorado. This very unique tree is built from donated and trashed skis. For example, a lot of people who have family members that pass away that were avid skiers will donate their ski equipment to this event so that they can be placed in the ski tree. Now, the day of kickoff, they also have bonfires made out of these same types of skis. Now, if you're wondering, because it's a relatively small tree, there is another standard tree in the same square that the ski tree is located. And if you've never been to Telluride, you've got tons of skiing and a lot of fun places to eat, drink, and be merry during the Christmas season. Now, time to move to Wilmington, Delaware in the East Coast for some fun. The Hagley Museum and Library is a museum that focuses on early American industry. And of course, the library documents it in depth. Now, this isn't a traditional museum that you're going into. It's an actual estate with property and gardens. And this property is incredibly well decorated, as well as the gardens for the holiday season. Now, you can get tours of both the estate, the museum, and the library. And for the holidays, they have it not only during the day, but also they have evening holiday tours. Now, also, if you enjoy watching some competition, there is also a gingerbread house competition that involves local families of the area. Speaking of gingerbread houses, let's go to Seattle for the Sheraton Grand Seattle Gingerbread Village competition. Every year, Seattle's top architecture firms, master bakers, and the Seattle Grand's culinary staff get involved and build magnificent gingerbread house structures. Now, there is a contest involved, and the contest actually is to raise money for Juvenile Diabetes Foundation. So some of these huge gingerbread structures are built with the assistance of an elf, and these elves, who are kids, have type 1 diabetes. You vote for your favorite gingerbread house with donations. Now, you don't have to go there to vote. You can go on the JDRF website and donate there to whichever gingerbread house you would like to see win. This year's theme is Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Now, we've talked about trains, but we haven't talked about trolleys. So let's move to Cheyenne, Wyoming for the Cheyenne Railway Trolley Lights Tour. Now, the trolley actually runs year-round, but Cheyenne really gets into the holiday season and has a pretty elaborate light show of its downtown area. But so, the trolley opens up tours at night to show off the city's holiday decor. Now, up until the 14th, which is this week, the trolleys leave at 6, 7, and 8. But from the 15th to the 27th, they open up a fourth one, so it's 6, 6:30, 8, and 8:30. There is, of course, a small fee to go on it, but you can buy tickets online. You can have a lot of fun with the kids on the holiday trolley in Cheyenne. Now let's head back to Vermont for some Wassail Weekend. The town of Woodstock in Vermont has a Wassail Weekend. So it's ski season in Vermont as well. The whole town gets involved with this. There are scavenger hunts, carriage rides. There's a whole bunch of performances. There's a story time for the kids. There is a huge Christmas parade. Now, there are a lot of events that I could talk about here, but this is going to be a very long video as it is. So check the website for all the events that happen this weekend and what their fees are. Again, today is the last day, so if you're there, it's great. And you want to go, I say go. If not, put it on your list for next year if it's something that interests you. Now, we've been in the U.S. quite a bit. Let's go outside the United States and see what else is going on around here. We're going to start by going to South America in Medellin, Colombia. The Medellin Christmas Lighting Festival is a huge festival. It's called the Festival of Lights. Now, actually, this area of Medellin is lit up with lights year-round, but they go way over the top for Christmas. And this is actually one of the most important events for the entire year in Medellin. There are concerts, there are food stalls, there are cultural events. So if you want to learn about the people who live there and the city, now is a great time to go. Obviously, you've got your Christmas lights, but you also have gigantic three-dimensional figures that are out there as well. It's also an interesting place to go if you want to get some warmth for the holiday season. Because remember, we're talking Southern Hemisphere here, and it's going to be a lovely green Christmas in Medellin. Now, something of note, if you are part of the LGBTQ plus community, that community thrives in Medellin, and they actually have a lot of activities that are geared towards the LGBTQ community, as well as a lot of different bars for you to go to. So if you're looking for something different and you're part of the LGBTQ community, Medellin, Colombia might be the place for you. Now, obviously we're talking about South America and we're talking about Colombia. So if you would like to do something like this, I would highly recommend getting the help of a travel agent who has connections, that knows the best places to go and to get you private tours of the area. They do have holiday light tours. So a good travel agent will be able to get you hooked up with them and know a safe place for you to stay within the city limits. It's a very large city, but always use caution when you're traveling to South America. Let's talk about the ballet and head over to Prague. The Nutcracker is a staple for pretty much every single ballet company in the world. It is one of my favorite things to do during the holiday season. I haven't been in a while because I suffered some trauma around the holidays several years back. So I'm still trying to heal from that, but the Nutcracker is one of those things that is perpetually on my list to get back to as soon as I possibly can. Since I live in the Chicagoland area, I always go to the Joffrey Ballet's production. It used to be at the Auditorium Theater. Now I believe it's at the Civic Opera House. Either way, always a fantastic performance. Prague is a huge Christmas city, and if you're planning on being that way for the holidays, you might want to swing into the National Theater and watch the Prague Ballet Company do their rendition of the Nutcracker. I would say go to a matinee and then enjoy the Christmas lights and some delicious Christmas food before heading back to your hotel. Now, I talked about Santa being in North Pole, Alaska. Well, Santa sometimes spends time in his home in Rovaniemi. But how do you get to Rovaniemi in Finland to see him in his home there? Well, you're going to take the Santa Claus Express train out of Helsinki. So let's head to Finland. Now, this train is actually a train that runs regularly. It is a double-decker train that has overnight transport from Helsinki to Rovaniemi. Now, there's a couple points about that, because even when it's not Christmas time, obviously, Aurora Borealis chasing is a huge thing to do in Finland. And of course, you're heading into the Arctic Circle, into Lapland, and into Rovaniemi, so it's definitely, I would highly recommend it during the winter season. Now, these trains have comfortable cabins, they have Wi-Fi's, they have power sockets. There are some sleeping cabins, as well as some cabins that have shower and bathroom facilities in them. And then you board the train in Helsinki, and then you relax and enjoy your evening ride through Finland, traveling to the Arctic Circle while you're looking for the Aurora Borealis, and excitingly waiting for your arrival in Rovaniemi. You can go visit Santa Claus Village, have fun shopping, seeing the big guy himself, and of course having some delicious Finnish delicacies year-round. Now, you're talking about a roughly 10-hour trip, so it is something that you're going to have to go up, and then I would say enjoy the day and then come back, but you can stay. There are places to stay up in Rovaniemi, as well as the resort that I showed you the other day of the pictures of the Aurora Borealis. Now, if you're looking for a little bit of warmth and the European vibe, I say let's go to the French Riviera next. We're going to go to Fetes Lumiere in Lyon, France. But the Lumiere always starts on December 8th. This year it happened to be on a weekend, which is perfect. But there's a little bit of history behind this. See, the main church in Lyon was ravaged by war in 1168. So the aldermen rebuilt the church and then asked the Virgin Mary to protect it, saying that they would hold a festival in her honor every year. Well, it took a while for them to get a festival together, and in 1850, they held a contest to build a statue in honor of the Virgin Mary who had been protecting their town. Now, the inauguration was supposed to be on September 8th, but a horrible storm blew through and there was some massive flooding. So they had to postpone it for a bit and get everything cleaned up again. Then it was going to be held on December 8th, and for some reason, another storm blew through town. But this time it eased up. And so all the townspeople put candles in their windows and walked outside to dedicate the statue, and the entire town was lit by the candles in the windows. Thus became the Fête de Lumière. Now, they still do the candles in the window as part of this tradition for this festival, but the entire city is just swathed and draped in lights. Now, some are Christmas lights, some are not, because this really isn't about the Christmas season per se, but it's so close to Christmas that a lot of the decorations are Christmas focused. Their website is pretty extensive. It has a whole bunch of maps on it so you can know where to go. Also, each lighting installation has its own theme, and it will describe to you the theme of that particular installation. Now, I'm not ready to leave the French Riviera yet. Our final destination will be Nice for the Village de Noel. Now, this Christmas market runs through January the 7th. It has 45 chalets with delicious food, drinks, and of course, plenty of shopping for the Christmas season. There are lots of things for kids to do there, as well as be transferred into your favorite Christmas character via makeup. There is evening music, some being DJs, some being performers, and of course, Santa is in residence as well. Now, I don't know if this village costs money. I mean, I know obviously the shopping and the food and the drinks do, but I don't know if actually attending this costs money. I looked a couple different places. I mean, albeit not super hard because, I was kind of trying to get everything rounded up together, but there may be a fee to attend this. I'm not sure. So keep that in mind if you're going to be in the French Riviera. Trust me, there's plenty of things to do in Nice other than the Village de Noel, but if you're there, I would probably swing by and take a look and see what is going on there. And that's it. We are officially caught up with markets, decorations, and fun. Oh my, I need some more tequila. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a like. I would really appreciate that. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you'd like to leave a comment, please feel free to do so. And if there's anything you think I've missed or you'd like to see added to the list, you can either comment below or you can contact me at any one of my social media accounts. I am Tipsy Travel Gal on all the main social media platforms, as well as my website, tipsytravelgal.com. If you look at the top and look all the way to the right, you will see the Contact Me page where you can send me an email. Thanks again for watching. We've only got a couple more updates with Christmas things before the big day arrives, so I hope everyone's doing well. And until next time, bye!